On a glowing Saturday evening in Banana Island, the Adebayo mansion glittered like a palace carved from diamonds. Imported Italian chandeliers reflected on polished marble floors, while the Atlantic breeze carried soft, live violin music across the terrace. Lagos elites had gathered, oil executives, fashion influencers, tech investors, and political figures, all dressed in champagne and gold. It wasn't just an engagement, it was a declaration of power. At the center stood Adesewa Adebayo, tall, graceful, breathtakingly beautiful. Her caramel skin glowed under the lights, her fitted silk gown embracing her slim waist and long, elegant legs. Her beauty wasn't loud or desperate, it was composed and commanding. When Tobiloba Adeyemi, billionaire tech founder with headquarters in Victoria Island, knelt before her with a diamond ring that sparkled like the Lagos skyline at midnight, the room exploded with applause, and she said yes. Behind the cheers stood Ronke Adebayo. Ronke was stunning, dangerously so. Her red satin dress traced her full hips and confident curves, her stomach flat and sculpted, her walk slow and intentional. When she entered a room, eyes followed her instinctively. She had always known she was beautiful, men reminded her often. Growing up in Surulere, Ronke was the sister strangers complimented first, but Adesewa was the one teachers praised, the one relatives trusted, the one called responsible. Now, watching her sister accept a ring worth more than their childhood home, envy tightened inside Ronke's chest like a fist that refused to open. Tobi Adeyemi was self-made. His tech empire in Lekki had transformed digital payments across Nigeria. He wasn't flashy, but he was powerful. Calm voice, controlled movements, strategic mind.
Ronke studied him over months. How he adjusted his cufflinks before meetings, how waiters stood straighter when he walked into restaurants in Ikoyi, how women subtly competed for his attention. She began telling herself something dangerous. If any woman deserves a man like this, it's me. I'm the one with the body men desire. Wedding preparations created opportunities. The ceremony was booked at the prestigious Civic Center in Victoria Island overlooking the Atlantic waters. Designers flew in from London. The guest list crossed 800 names. Social media was already buzzing. Ronke volunteered to help with everything. She accompanied Tobi to suit fittings. She insisted on handling vendor coordination. She drove him when Adesewa was busy. In the car, her perfume lingered heavily. Her laughter was softer around him. Her hand brushed his arm too often to be accidental. One evening, at a luxury rooftop lounge in Ikoyi, a well-known society woman leaned toward Adesewa and whispered, "Your sister is very comfortable around your fiancé." Adesewa smiled politely, but later that night doubt crept into her mind. She replayed moments, Ronke's tight dresses whenever Tobi visited, the prolonged eye contact, the way she positioned herself in photos. But blood is sacred. She chose trust. 3 nights before the wedding, Ronke sent Tobi a message at 12:17 a.m. "We need to talk. It's urgent." When he stepped into the dim lounge downstairs, she was waiting in a silk robe that framed her silhouette softly. Her voice trembled, part vulnerability, part performance. She claimed she had feelings for him long before Adesewa met him. She stepped closer. "If you marry her, you'll regret it," she whispered. Tobi stepped back immediately. "You're my fiancé's sister. This is inappropriate." But Ronke had already placed her phone strategically earlier. She recorded a short clip from an angle that suggested intimacy. It wasn't truthful, but in Lagos, perception travels faster than facts.
When he left, humiliation burned her pride, and wounded pride can be more dangerous than hatred. Rejection turned into revenge. Ronke edited fake screenshots, implying Tobi was involved with an influencer. She prepared anonymous messages for gossip blogs. She rehearsed tears in the mirror. If she couldn't marry wealth, she would destroy it. The wedding morning rose flawless. Adesewa looked angelic in her Swarovski-covered gown, tall, regal, radiant. Makeup artists gasped at her glow. In another room, Ronke stared at her phone. One tap would collapse everything. Then came the knock. Security entered first. Behind them stood Toby, calm, unreadable. In his hands were printed chats, messages Ronke sent bragging about her sabotage plan. Private investigators had traced the fake screenshots to her device. Powerful men prepare quietly. Ronke's confidence shattered. Their parents were summoned. Tears flowed. Voices rose. Ronke screamed that life had always favored Adesewa, that beauty meant nothing without opportunity, that she was tired of being second. Adesewa felt something break inside her. Not trust in Toby, but trust in blood. Cornered, Ronke revealed the recorded midnight clip and threatened to release it anyway. Toby calmly displayed full security footage from the mansion, showing him clearly rejecting her advances. Her last weapon collapsed instantly. Toby offered to cancel everything. Your peace matters more. But Adesewa lifted her chin. The wedding continues. Ronke was asked to leave the mansion immediately. No shouting, no public drama, just quiet exile. The ceremony was flawless. Guests cheered, Lagos admired, social media celebrated. But that night, in their private suite overlooking the Atlantic, Adesewa's phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. It was Ronke.
Attached was a positive pregnancy test. You may have married him, but what if I'm carrying his child? Adesewa's heart stopped. Panic flooded her veins. She showed Toby immediately. He didn't shout. He didn't panic. He called his lawyer. Within 24 hours, Ronke was confronted legally and medically. Under pressure and faced with defamation consequences, she confessed. The pregnancy test wasn't hers. It was downloaded from the internet. She had lost completely. Months later, Lagos society had moved on, but Ronke's reputation never recovered. Invitations stopped, doors closed. Beauty without character had cost her everything. Adesewa learned a hard truth. Luxury shines brightest under chandeliers, but envy burns hotter in the shadows. And in Lagos high society, betrayal always collects its debt. And that was the shocking story of Adesewa, who trusted her own sister only to discover betrayal in the most unexpected place. In Lagos high society, envy can hide behind even the closest smiles. And sometimes, the people you love the most are the ones who try to destroy you. What would you have done if you were in Adesewa's shoes? Could you forgive someone who tried to ruin your life? Comment below and let me know. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new story. We have more emotional African tales, betrayal, love, and shocking twists coming every week. Thank you for watching, and remember, in a city full of secrets, always trust carefully. I'll see you in the next story.